Hey my beautiful friends, we will be creating some magic in this video, not the editing magic which you are about to see. Rather, a summer magical makeup tricks will be in this video, wherein you'll apply makeup and still your skin will look skin-like, and I will be proving by bringing my camera up and close. So let's jump into the video. The first step for any summer makeup is to use an SPF or sunscreen or sunblock. I'm using here a gel kind of a sunscreen. This is absolute favorite of mine, won't leave you greasy. It will be a kind of a primer on your face, and I'm just rubbing it across my face, every part of my face, so that nothing is exposed. Harsh summer sun. Pro tip number 1, use sunscreen and wait for a couple of minutes before you apply a primer. The primer I'm showing you here is from L'Oreal. This is L'Oreal Infallible. This gives you a beautiful sheer kind of a glow to your skin immediately. So if you are looking for something which doesn't have chunky particles in it, this is the primer. You can use it, quite affordable. This is a general step wherein I've used the primer on the zones where I have a little bit of texture and pores. And of course, this will nullify all the problems which I have these days with my skin. Another pro tip, that's pro tip number 2, whenever you apply primer, wait for a couple of minutes and then apply the base makeup. Whenever you apply primer and wait for a couple of seconds before you apply your base makeup, it holds on better and keeps your makeup stay for long. The cream I'm using today is a CC cream from ELF. This is a full coverage kind of an CC cream which I love to use in summers, and trust me, if you'll sweat also, this won't move. Anyways, in this video I would be using few more steps to ensure that my makeup stays on place even though I sweat it out. To blend my CC cream, I'm using a damp beauty sponge, but I'm using this setting spray from L'Oreal on my damp beauty sponge so that this becomes a lock for my base makeup. Yes, whenever you're doing a makeup for summers, you have to ensure that your makeup stays on place, and it requires a little more effort than the usual makeup. So this is a small step which will ensure even if you are going to gym, you're going to do workout, your makeup won't move. So this is what I'm trying to do here, is just blending my product into my skin. And you know, when you use setting spray to blend and set your base makeup, you use less powder, and when you use less powder in summers, of course the chances of your makeup becoming cakey are ruled out, because whenever you use any powder product and when your sweat goes and mix with it, trust me, you don't look anything better than a cake. So use a setting spray to set everything in place, and after you are happy with blending and setting of your CC foundation cream, anything which you've used for base makeup, use a concealer. Concealer I'm using the most trusted one from Maybelline. This is a pretty new concealer. I was showing you the sponge and then I'm doing the chore of bringing the product out. This may take forever. Pro tip number 3 for concealer, use the trusted concealer which you know won't crease on your skin, and use little bit of concealer, don't go over the board. Now again the same step, use the butt of your beauty sponge, spray it with the setting spray, and then set and blend your concealer. This is definitely an extra step, but this will ensure everything will be locked and the chances of creasing, cracking will be less without the use of powder. Of course you will use powder, but the amount of powder you will use will be tad bit. So why not do a little bit of extra effort to save your life afterwards and also save you from retouch-ups. So after the blending, I would use this spray again. Yes, now I will generously spray this on my face. And before this evaporates, I will use the same beauty sponge and push whatever product I've used for base makeup into my skin so that it looks skin-like. Yes, these are the few steps, like whenever you're using your base makeup, locking it with a setting spray makes your makeup look like skin. If you don't trust me, I'll show you in a while. And now I am using this drugstore setting powder. Just in the innermost corner of my eye and the outermost corner. Pro tip number 4, it comes here. Whenever you are doing a makeup and you're using powders in summer, try to use it less, and if you have to use it under your eyes, be very careful with the application. The reason why I'm using little bit just in the innermost corner and the outermost corner is when you move out in the sun, you wear sunglasses, so your makeup will crack towards the innermost corner. When you go in the sun, your eyes become little watery, and water generally flows out from the tear duct or the outermost corner, so you need to set it. And whatever is left on my brush, I'm using to set my eyelids so that they don't become oily, and rest of the face. After that, we'll be doing our eyebrows. For eyebrows, I'm holding a pomade from Anastasia. You can use any gel, any pomade, any cream kind of a product to do your brows in summer. Pro tip number 5, never ever indulge, use or get into a powder product for your brows during summer. If your sweat comes and mix with the brow product, which is a powder base, it will be all over your face, and you don't want to waste your effort of makeup. You don't want to look like a mess, you want to look like a hot chick. So this was pro tip number 5, and I'm doing the usual business with my eyebrows. I've already done a couple of videos on my channel. I would leave the links in the description box. You can go ahead and see. Now let me show you the difference between the eyebrow which was done and which is not done. Doing the same business on the second brow, and let's now move on to the other step. Now for this technique, I would thank Huda Beauty, who invented it, is to bake your eyebrows. Yes, I'm gonna use the same setting powder which I showed you to bake my eyebrows. Even if you're wearing the gel or a pomade kind of a product on your eyebrows, there are chances it can bleed, but this step of baking your eyebrows like you bake your under eyes is a game changer. I've just used the powder on my eyebrows, and then I'm just using a powder brush to wipe off every excess layer of powder on my face. So try to bake your eyebrows and tell me what difference did you find. Do you find your eyebrows to be more natural after you do baking? I do. So I will be waiting for your comments. Now is the time for reality check. I brought my camera up and close to show you how my skin texture is still looking like skin, like even though I'm wearing a base makeup which would not move for hours and hours. Now let's move on to the eyes. For the eyes, I'll be doing a basic makeup. I'm using this e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadow kit palette, and I'll be creating a very neutral kind of a look which can be done for every kind of an occasion, every kind of a dress, and every kind of a color. I've picked up a brown color, I've patted on the outermost corner, and then with a wiper action, whatever is left on my brush, I'm just putting it on my eyelid. Now using the same brush, I am just smoking out and connecting the lower waterline. So you can see this is a basic step. Now the girls who say their eyelids become little oily and eyeshadow moves, creases and cracks, then use a liquid eyeshadow. This would ensure nothing moves from your eyelid, everything keeps on place. Isn't a easy and a beautiful tip? Now girls like me who love to wear kajal, this is a very important step. Use a kajal which you trust, which should not smudge. And if you can't find a kajal that is smudge proof, then the pro tip coming up is for all you beauties. Use whatever kajal you find and then wait for a couple of seconds. Let it set for a while, and then use a brown eyeshadow which is close to your skin tone or a little deeper. Brown colors are generally more forgiving than the black color or the gray color, and whenever you will smudge this with brown color, if your eyeliner or kajal will smudge in summer, it won't make you look like a raccoon. And this is the pro tip number 7 done. Now I'll be using this bronzy kind of a highlighter from MAC called Oh Darling to highlight my innermost corner and the brow bone. Summers, when you are going to do a makeup in summers, this is pro tip number 8. Remember to highlight your innermost corners. With the heat of summer, eyes become a little sinked in, so always highlight your innermost corner. Now just I'm doing the curling up of the eyelashes so that my eyes become little open because of the summer heat. Eyes become little drooly. This will ensure that your eyes are open up. After you curl your eyelashes, you need a product to hold the curl. For that we use mascara. I'm using L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. Summer's mascara is a dangerous thing if you don't use a waterproof mascara. Yes, you heard it right. This is pro tip number 9. If you don't use a mascara which is waterproof, then trust me, you are creating a mess. You are not doing makeup. It will be all over the eyes, all over the face, and nobody can rescue from this mess. Now wearing eyelashes is completely your choice. I'm wearing false lashes and I'm using Kiss false lash glue, which is a waterproof adhesive for your eyelashes. And now after that comes the part to do your face makeup. I'm using a Milani contour stick on the usual points, that is all of the cheeks and the forehead, jawline. But whenever you're doing a summer makeup, whenever in summer makeup you're going to use any face product, that is contour, bronzer, highlight or blush, remember the analogy stays the same. You have to use cream products. You don't have to go for powder blush, bronzers, because as I said, the problem when you use powder on your face is sweat mixes it and it becomes cakey, heavy and sits on your skin. So this is what the purpose of this video is, that your makeup should look like your second skin, and I've shown you that my base makeup looks so much skin like. I'm just blending this contour product into my skin. The brush I'm using is from ELF, quite affordable, and I love it more than my high-end brushes. If you're looking for a contour brush which is a flat one, quite rigid one, then this could be an option for you. I'm just blending it and then we'll move on to the next step. Now I will be using this Milani cheek tint. This is a cream blush. It's a gorgeous shade for somebody who is a brown skin tone like me. I'm using it on my cheeks and I'll be using it with my fingers. This is a comfort makeup product, I should say. You just have to pull it out and use the warmth of your finger to blend it. That's it. Now let's move on to the next step. For the next step is using a lipstick. For lipstick, the pro tip is use a liquid lipstick which stays on your lips for hours and hours and doesn't bleed. Try to avoid lip glosses and cream kind of lipsticks. They cannot stay for long. And then set your face again using the setting spray. Before your setting spray evaporates, use highlighter on the highest points of your face. This technique or this tip will help your highlighter stay on place. Even if you're using a high-end highlighter and you've not used a setting spray beneath, it would be all over your face and then your face will become a disco ball. Few hours later it will become a oily pan. So try to avoid it. And now I'm using the same beauty blender which is loaded with the setting spray to set my makeup further into my skin, make them seamless. And now it comes the time to reveal you my face up and close to show you how my base makeup is still looking like skin, my second skin. Even though I've used the base makeup, even though I've used face product, still my skin is looking skin, still my makeup is looking like a healthy skin makeup and nothing is looking artificial. I hope you enjoyed today's video and makeup tutorial. If you liked my efforts and you found it a little worth, kindly give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It keeps me motivated and also keeps a good signal to YouTube. Until we meet next, as I always say, keep on practicing makeup. Take care. Bye bye.